be a great wrestling podcast, and you can believe in that.
I knew he was going to do it. I knew.
This is OT3.
Prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1.
I'm doing well, man.
Blue collar boys do it with their hands muddied.
Behold the king of kings. On your knees, Johnny. All hail. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king in red as he walks from the place where the traitor.
Now listen, this ain't no make-believe. Come on, open your eyes and see. Now get up and follow me, and I'm gonna show you what the future will be. Too much wasted time ain't gonna waste no more. No, baby. Now take this. Here I come. Hey. I'm coming for you.
There's never been a better time for music creation than right now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I think he's got one more in him. Hold on.
Demon
Oh,
King.
God.
Demon King has finally arrived.
The Rumble is here. Everyone, what we've been waiting for is here. Sunday night, the Royal Rumble. After all this time, Saturday night NXT TakeOver. First off, before we even talk about what's the events this weekend, Paul, I got to say thank you right away for that great start. I know it took us, 30, 40 minutes to finally figure it out with my phone and everything going out. But we got all four of us here. Well, Matt already stepped away, it looks like. But we got everyone on.
That was
Everyone
crazy.
got their entrance.
I don't
Yes,
know how
it
that
was
happened.
probably. I could only imagine how much that and a lot of stuff for you to do that. So we appreciate it, Paul.
Yeah, man,
But,
that was crazy. Yep.
Let's get right into it. Let me say first off, I would usually start the show. I'm glad to be back here for OT3. I got my co-host Matt, my co-host and producer Paul, and
Yes.
now that you've seen the surprise entrance, I have BoJoe and Justin joining us. So what's going on, gentlemen? How are we doing tonight?
Doing great, man. Thank you again for having us on.
Absolutely.
I
Glad
can't
to help
believe
make
it.
your event bigger.
I can't believe you guys dragged me onto this.
We finally got it after
I
a
want to
long
make
time
note
coming.
that I just tweeted what I was wearing. Finn Balor himself, just like my tweet. So yeah.
Nice.
I'm sure he's
Really?
watching right
I'm
now
about
too,
to-
right?
I'm about to check this out.
Oh, jeez.
I gotta verify this.
While Joe checks that, let's start with talking about NXT TakeOver on Saturday night.
That's legit. That's really.
There you go. It's real. See that? OT3 is getting likes by Finn Balor. So you got to love it. You never know what'll happen. But we'll talk about NXT TakeOver first. Saturday night, huge card, a lot of singles match. I think there's only one tag team match on the whole card. It's the title match. But we have a couple of individual matches as well. And I know one of the first matches we have is Roderick Strong versus Andrade Almas. Roderick Strong's a guy that kind of came onto the scene in the last few months. He came in to, I think, was it as Aries' partner, right, for the Dusty Rhodes Classic. So now he's on the scene. With Aries going down, he kind of just went on his own, which you figured would happen anyway. He has a match against Almas. I'm going to start with you on this one, Joe. Who are you taking in that match?
Well, the obvious choice here would be Roderick Strong winning this because depending on how they go with the results of the NXT Championship match, whether it be Nakamura winning or Bobby Roode winning, I feel like Roderick Strong is going to be that next face person who they would probably push for the title if Bobby Roode would happen to win that match. But even if he doesn't win and Nakamura does retain whatsoever, I still think that Roderick Strong goes over in this match 100%. Even though CN has been a pretty good heel as of late, I would say.
Fair enough. Justin, how about you? Who are you going with? You going with Strong or Almas?
I think I got to go with Strong on this one. To be honest with you, I'm really not too familiar with either of these two. I haven't seen them in the past couple ones. I was trying to look them up to see who they were, but Roderick Strong's had some pretty strong performances. I think that he'll probably be the one to do it.
Yeah. And Matt, we'll go to you. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go everyone else Strong. Usually, we always see when someone debuts at a pay-per-view on NXT, I think they're 100% for winning if I'm corrected. So I'm gonna go with the debut. I know he's already had some matches, but it's his first pay-per-view, so I'm gonna go with Strong.
Fair enough. I'm going to agree with you and follow suit. I'm going to say Roderick Strong. I think he'll win his debut singles match at TakeOver. CN Almas, like Joe said, he's been hot as of late, but they really haven't given that guy the push that makes me think he's going over in this match. So with that, we'll move into another singles match. And this is actually a match that I think that has a chance to really surprise people, and that's Ty Dillinger versus Eric Young from Sanity. Ty Dillinger, as you know, has been in NXT now for, it's got to be 2 to 3 years at least. Another guy that's been a great hand there down in NXT. Hasn't really had that big burst or that big, match where it's kind of like, oh, yeah, this is that guy. He kind of almost seems like he gives everyone their match to enhance them to make them look even stronger. But Dillinger is one of the best, I think, workers in NXT, and I think he's due for a 10-star match, if you might say. So will Dillinger come out on top, or will Eric Young get a big win at TakeOver on Saturday? Justin, I'll come to you first on this one because I know how much you love Ty Dillinger.
I got to give it to the guy. They've given him a big push since he's come in, and I think he's been doing a great job in his matches. He's a heck of a performer, I'll say that. Just at least going back to the one with Bobby Roode was probably my favorite performance with Ty Dillinger. But I think I got to go with Eric Young on the match, man. He's just, I don't know. Eric Young's too good of a performer for Dillinger to put him over, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Matt, I'm coming to you next.
I'm going to go with Ty Dillinger. I think this is going to be the last match we see him in NXT, and I think they're going to send him off the right way. I mean, when's the last time the guy really won on a pay-per-view, to be honest? I know Eric Young,
Right now.
Hello?
Oh, Oh, there he is.
Paul, we
He's
hear
back.
you.
Oh, what's happening?
All right, Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What was that?
I have no idea. I can hear you guys just fine.
It was a loud ringing on your end. Did you stop the broadcast?
No, but BoJo and Justin are.
What the hell happened? What happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's the strangest thing ever.
All right. Well, we're not going to start over again, but we'll just restart where we left off.
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck was that?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
I could hear you guys just fine.
The weird thing was it was coming from your end too, Paul.
Really? I have
Yeah,
no idea.
because when I called you only, that's where I heard it from.
Hey.
It was an attack of the bees.
I could hear all of you guys.
All right. So what happened with the broadcast? You just paused it or what?
Well, no, it's still going. They can hear you. They can hear us right now. Hi,
Okay.
everybody.
All right.
Gentlemen, we
I'll
are
get-
working.
I'll get
back
the
on.
I'll get the video back up and running here in a second. You guys,
All right, I'll
if you
be
guys want.
Justin back.
Yeah, Justin's isn't going through.
That was crazy.
Sorry, everyone out there. Hey, at least we got the beginning of the show. That's all that mattered.
Now we're gonna get sued. Everybody's gonna be coming to us freaking earache problems.
I know, right?
Hope you have insurance.
Well, that's all, Matt.
I can't.
Sorry
what's going
about
on
that,
with
ladies
Justin?
and gentlemen. While we get Justin back in, Paul, we're rolling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. While we get Justin back in, we were talking about Dillinger and Eric Young. We have one for Eric. Joe, I'm coming to you now. So far, it's one Eric Young, one Dillinger. Who do you got?
I think Dillinger gets his send-off match. I don't agree with Matt very much on anything, but I'm agree with him on that. I think Dillinger wins. I think they'll send him off in the right way, and he may make an appearance the following night at a certain pay-per-view event.
Yes,
But yeah, I think Dillinger will win, and there'll probably be a lot of interference in this match too with both of Eric Young's cronies.
All right, we got Justin back.
Fair enough. We have Justin back now. So I'll just continue with the conversation. I'm going to pick Eric Young to win on Saturday for the reason that you're stating, Joe, that Dillinger will show up at the Rumble, which we'll talk about when we get to the Rumble. But that's the reason I think Eric Young will win, because Dillinger is going to move right up to the main roster, and Young will get that victory on his way out. So I think that's the way it'll go down on Saturday night for Dillinger and Young's match. So now...
I knew it was him. He's the one who caused all that. I knew it. It was Taker from the beginning.
Oh,
Jesus. Let's talk about, before we get into let's get into the title matches. I'm sorry, we don't have any other matches other than the 3 title matches that have been announced, right? If I'm correct?
Yeah, just the 5 matches.
Okay, so I'm going to let Matt take this one on the fate, because I don't remember the exact 4. I don't know if any of you have the exact names. I know Asuka's defending in a fatal 4-way, the NXT Women's Championship, against,
I'll tell you right
it's
here.
Peyton Royce.
Peyton Royce, is it
Peyton
Alexa
Royce,
Peyton
Lee Kay,
Royce.
and Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross? That was the 4th one. Before we even get into predictions, is this match built for Asuka to finally lose?
Yes, because she doesn't have to be pinned to lose.
Okay. Joe, Justin, you agree with that? You think this is match made for her to finally lose? Or do you think this is just another match for her to continue her dominance?
I kind of see it as a way for her to continue her dominance, but at the same time, it might be set up for her to get moved to the main roster, because if they want to keep it in trend, once the champion loses the belt, they generally go up to the main roster.
Fair enough. Joe?
She's losing this match. 100%. I don't know who's winning. She's not. Well, the thing is, she's going to lose, but she's not going to get pinned to lose.
Okay. Now, you said 100%.
Either Peyton Royce or Billie Kay is going to take the pin loss here.
No chance Nikki Cross.
No, Nikki won't take the pin.
You think she'll be the winner? Oh, so you think that she might win the match?
I could see her winning. Yeah.
Okay. So who's your prediction if you had to choose one of the 4? You have Asuka losing the title, but who are you going with winning the match?
I'm going to take Nikki Cross winning that match.
Okay. I like it. We'll go to you, Justin. Who do you got winning that match?
If Asuka doesn't win, then I think Billie Kay will probably win it.
Okay. Matt?
Asuka.
It's so hard for me. I've gone back and forth, and the one person I think that has the biggest chance of walking out other than Asuka is Nikki Cross. She's someone that really came on at the scene really late. I mean, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce have been there for a little over a year now. But, man, I think that I've said this from the beginning when Ember Moon debuted. I think that is the feud that they're waiting for Asuka to finally lose. And I think Asuka will face Ember Moon next. And I think Asuka advances and wins the Fatal 4-Way to keep the title until the next TakeOver. They haven't officially announced that match yet, right? I know they talked about Ember Moon getting a match. They haven't said anything about that yet, have they?
No.
No.
No? Okay.
They could flip-flop like they did with Nakamura and Joe. They could flip that title back and forth. There's
a very real possibility that they do that. Do that. But I'm going to stick with that Asuka retains the title. And then we'll move from there to the NXT Tag Team Championships, where DIY will defend against the Authors of Pain. Matt, I'll start with you on this one. Who you got?
DIY. Love them. Okay. I think they're the underdogs here, and I think they're going to pull out and show that the little man. The little man can win. Oh. Yep, there goes Anthony.
I'm here. You still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
No, you're not.
Going awesome.
All right. Well, I take DIY. So Justin, we'll go ahead with you. Who do you got winning?
I'm still here.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but are Authors of Pain still undefeated?
Yes.
Yes.
With that, I think they have a real chance of winning the title. I think it would be nice to see them with the title for a while, especially because DIY was such an up-and-comer, and that they took it from the Revival, because I think if anyone's going to beat Authors of Pain, I feel like it's going to be the Revival.
Okay.
And then it comes to me. I'm taking DIY in this match. Reason being, there's no other face tag teams right now. TM61 just got injured with Shane Thorne being out like 6 to 8 months. There's no other face tag teams right now in NXT. DIY will win, and then they'll probably face those two Goonies who I don't even know their names from Sanity. That's the only reason I'm picking DIY. If there was like another face tag team down there, then I could see maybe Authors of Pain walking away with that win. But other than the fact that there's no other face tag teams down there in that division, DIY walks away with a win.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think DIY wins that match. Is this their first official title defense of the TakeOver? Because they won at the last one.
They've had two other title defenses, but they were on those like specials in the one in Japan and the one in Australia.
So this will be their first one on TakeOver. I think they win. Like you said, your point exactly. There's really no other face team right now for Authors of Pain to go after because what TM61, and they're saying now that Shane's going to be out 7 to 9 months. They're saying, so that's a huge blow to the tag team division down there. So we'll see how that pans out for them. But I think DIY is going to advance and continue as the champions into the next TakeOver as well as Asuka. And that brings me to the last match. The NXT title, Nakamura versus Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode, got to think since he's came on to the scene.
Can I say something too before once you're done?
Go ahead.
Once you're done. Why is this feud between them two so much underwhelming than his feud with Joe? I feel like there's been no really big build-up for this match. Other than the fact that Bobby Roode's glorious and he wants to make the NXT championship glorious, and Nakamura's just like, no, I'm the champion. That's pretty much their feud. When Nakamura and Joe feud, they had like all these back and forth, Joe destroying the division until he got what he wanted. I just feel like it's a step down for Nakamura's like title reign.
I feel like Joe's a bigger heel. Joe's a better heel than Roode, than what Roode's trying to do.
I wouldn't say that he's a better heel. I just agree with Joe. I just don't think that they're really giving it the right amount of time or light on NXT.
Yeah, it seems like he was very quickly thrown into the title picture.
Yeah.
There's no build-up. There you go. Like
he's white hot.
There's no build-up.
Yeah, he's white hot, so that's why they put him in there. But like their promo they had the other night where he said, he was saying, you don't even have style. This is style, and he pointed to him and Regal. Like that was what Roode has to do. That's the kind of thing you want to do with him. And I feel like they're just not putting it in that. They're not giving him enough time to do that between him and Nakamura. Him and Joe, the hard-hitting matches, but I don't see it being such a big deal. And an underwhelming thing like this, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to predict that Bobby Roode is going to become the NXT champion at TakeOver. And I see you nodding your head, but I just feel like that's the way it's going to be booked because Rude hasn't, he's won every match he's been in. The only match he lost that I could think of was when he walked out on Dillinger as his partner in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, but he just left before the match even ended when Sanity was facing him. So
lost one other one too, when he
did he?
tagged with it was the Australian thing, but nobody really cares about that. He lost when he walked out on Elias Sampson too.
Yeah, so he always walks out on his teammates. He's yet to take and I don't see him losing on Saturday night. I think Bobby Roode becomes the new NXT champion, and Matt, I'm going to get to you. I see you nodding your head over there. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead. What do you got to say?
I think Nakamura is going to come with the victory again. Usually we've seen the trend of if you lose, you're going to be brought up. I think Nakamura is going to stay down there a little bit longer. I think they're going to give him another year in NXT, and I think we're going to see him going on a longer title reign than what they had before with Samoa Joe. Where Joe took it off, and then they were doing patty cake back and forth. I think Nakamura. We may see him hold on to this belt maybe until the either the WrestleMania pay-per-view, and if he doesn't lose it then the SummerSlam one.
Wow. Justin, I'll go to you. Who do you got?
I kind of got to agree with Matt. I think Nakamura is going to retain the title. I'm not so sure that they're going to keep him there for another year, but I think he's going to retain the title. He's going to keep it at least another 3 months, but I feel like they're going to have to do something with him soon. He's really bringing a lot more energy to NXT, I think, and he's a very great superstar to be there, but it's time for him to come up and show himself in the main roster, especially with Joe coming up soon.
Fair enough. And that leads me to you, Bojo.
You're going to be the only one, Ant. I think Nakamura wins as well.
Okay.
Anthony the social outcast.
I don't even have no reasoning behind it, really. I wouldn't be surprised if Rude wins. I just think Nakamura's going to win. He's going to hold it for a while still.
That's fair. Now, all three of you took Nakamura. 100% respect it. I get it. Nakamura loses on Saturday. Do you think that gives a better chance that he shows up at the Rumble, or you think that doesn't mean anything? If he wins or loses, he will not be at the Rumble.
He won't be at the Rumble.
No chance.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be at the Rumble.
Okay, so no matter what, win or lose, Nakamura has no chance of being at the Rumble. That's all three of your opinions on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough.
Just the way he is, even if he were to show up at the Rumble, I don't think they have a place to put him into the overarching storylines on either Raw or SmackDown. Right now, he doesn't fit into it.
What do you think?
I don't think they'll have Nakamura show up. I agree with you guys.
His first feud needs to be with Jericho.
Jericho supposedly signed an extension recently. So
yeah, he did. I thought he was leaving, but apparently he signed another year.
Though. It could have been a month. They didn't say
because
how long
he has
yet.
his tour dates coming up soon for his band. So I mean, there's not really much he can do about that. He can't
might
work
take a hiatus
and a WWE schedule.
Similar to like a John Cena thing, and then maybe he'll come back from that. Maybe he'll do something to that grandeur. But we will see on that. And that pretty much sums it up for NXT. So before we move to the Royal Rumble, because we have a lot to do with that, first I want to say to everyone watching right now, thank you for sticking with us. I know we've had people dropping in, dropping out. The Undertaker, as we found out, was one causing all those sounds against us, as Matt said. But we had some technical difficulties to start the show. We've had some in the middle of the show. Thanks for continuing to be with us as we move from NXT to the Royal Rumble. Before we completely move to the Rumble, who's your match of the night for TakeOver? I'm going to start with you on that, Joe.
Match of the night?
Yes.
It's hard to follow up with what it's hard not what's the word I'm looking for? It's hard not to go it's hard not to go against DIY in this match after what they pulled off in Toronto the last pay-per-view.
But
even though I think Razor and that's why I was just gonna mention. I'm like, even though I think Razor and whatever the hell the other guy's name is, I can't remember, are like a step down from what the Revival are, I still think Johnny Wrestling and Ciampa will put up a pretty good. I think they'll bring out the best in those two guys. What they can do.
Fair enough. Justin, who you got?
I got to go with the Nakamura and Rude match. I think it'll be great. Just to see the two of them with their charisma coming at each other full force. The match is going to be glorious.
Fair enough. I like it. Matt, who you got there?
Strong and Dillinger.
Okay. Any reason behind it, or just that?
I like Roderick Strong. I think Dillinger is going to
Roderick. No,
show his
it's not Strong and Dillinger. It's Strong and. Dillinger
I'm
stays-
sorry. Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna
What
say you
am I
combine the
thinking?
two matches because I was gonna say Dillinger and Young. It's Strong and Amos.
Wow. Strong and Amos. I'm sorry. I think those two are going to have some high flying moves in there.
I think that face paint's starting to get to you.
I think it is.
Damn
man.
it, you took my line. Son.
Yeah. So you're going with Strong and Amos. That's what you're going with.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go with Dillinger and now you got me forgetting who it. Dillinger and Young. I think that match is going to be one of the. I think that match might steal the show because I think you might actually get to see what Eric Young can do. I mean, if you haven't watched him in TNA, you might not know much about him. So I think you might actually get to see something showcased here on Saturday night. I know none of us mentioned the Fatal 4-Way. I think the Fatal 4-Way will be a good match, but I just don't see it being a match of the night. I think that the four of these girls are, those women in that division are good, but I don't think this is anywhere near what the four horsewomen did for NXT before they went to the main roster. So, with that being said, we're going to move to the Royal Rumble. Matt, I'll ask you. Oh, hold on, Joe.
One final thing. Just because I saw it mentioned probably a couple days ago. Do we see on screen the three people from the UK tournament that they mentioned? Trent
you are
Seven,
correct.
Pete Dunne, and Tyler Bate. Do we see them on screen during this event?
I think it'll be one of those things where they're sitting ringside, like they do in the past. They'll have them be like, "Look who else is here tonight." Thank you for mentioning that too. I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about that. I did read that. I think that in some way they're going to bring them in because I think they want to integrate them into NXT so they could be used. So I think that you will see them in some fashion. I don't think it'll be in the form of them, getting into a match with somebody and like involving themselves. But I think they will be there at some point, and I think it'll be at them sitting ringside during the matches.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
With that, I'm actually kind of thinking they might be ringside Royal Rumble, and the reason why I say that is because they're already, putting up posts that, and Triple H has commented on it, that he wants to try and turn the UK thing into another weekly thing, just like how 205 Live is. And if they wanted to do that, I would think they would want to promote it on the main show.
Okay, fair enough. Good. Yeah, I did not read that, so that's another good tidbit right there. So, Matt, you got anything on that? The UK guys, you think that they'll be there?
I like the ringside during NXT.
Okay, fair enough. So, Matt, before we talk, would you want to go right into the Royal Rumble, or would you like to talk about your fantasy idea that Joe actually helped us come up with the thought process for?
Do you want to do that right now and get it over with?
Yeah, we could do that now, and then we could
All
talk
right,
about the
what
Rumble.
we're going to do is Paul is actually going to be able to be involved in this, so Paul, you better get ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So what we're going to do is in this hat right here, I have numbers 1 through 5. What's going to happen is I'm going to draw for everyone. Whatever your number is, that's your picking order. After that, what I'm going to do is we're going to go in just a straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1 through 30. So everyone's going to get 6 numbers in the Rumble, and whoever comes out at that number in the Rumble, that will be your man. That will be your guy. So you could get as awesome as Undertaker, or you can end up with Eugene.
Don't say Eugene being in the Rumble, please.
You could end up with Ellsworth and Eugene for all we know. Who knows?
That's my luck. That's 2 of my 5.
So, we're actually going to start with this. This is actually kind of fun. So, we will do age before beauty. So, Paul, I will pick your number first.
Wow.
Can I see
Paul.
you picking it? I
I'm
don't trust you,
going
man.
last then.
Yeah, I want to see this on camera.
Paul will get pick number
Show us.
3.
3. All right, so Paul, you're right in the center every time. That's not a bad pick.
All right, 3 sounds good. There might have been some. sleight
Next
of
one
hand
will
up there.
be.
I know.
I guess I think I'm older than you guys, so I guess I'll go next.
You are.
I'm nervous about this one. Here it is.
It's one.
Nervous.
I called shit.
Yeah.
That's garbage. Yeah, I'm nervous about this one. Where was the hat during that one?
That was the one he
Where's,
had up.
where's,
It was on the
where's
side.
Donald Trump? Recount. False votes.
Who's older out of you guys?
Anthony goes to me than Justin.
All right, Anthony.
5.
Last one, number 5.
This show's
Okay.
rigged.
I'm gonna start
It's
chanting
rigged.
it.
Next will be
Yeah.
Bojo or
Yeah,
Justin.
nuts and bolts, nuts and bolts. I got
It's Joe.
screwed.
It's me.
Joe, here you go. Joe, you're number
2.
2.
Call it.
He's
There you
2.
go.
All right, so
four.
Justin is 4.
Justin, you're 4.
All right, so now that you have that out of the way, Now you're just going to pick the numbers out, right? And however they come out is 1 through 5. That's how it's going to go, round by round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here we go. First round of numbers.
Somebody writing this down.
I got it.
I was going to say somebody writing this down.
First, this is yours. Watch, Matt's going to get 30. I'm telling you right now, if he gets 30, cut the feed, Paul.
Ring
They're
the
all
bell.
30. Again, that,
Come on, give him number 1. Give him number 1.
17.
That's not a bad number. All right, so first pick goes number 17 in the Rumble for Matt.
I'm so
Next
confused.
will be
Second is-
Bojo.
Should get like some Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music in the background.
I know, right?
8.
Need some like dramatic. Number 8.
Number 8? Okay.
I think Randy
Who did
Orton went
that?
from 8 actually in 2009, if I'm not mistaken.
Next will be Paul.
Paul, do you have any music, dramatic music in the background
Oh, dramatic?
Paul's 22.
or something? Paul, nice, 22 pulls 22 on that one.
Justin.
Hope I pull 24. Joe knows about 24.
21 for Justin.
Oh,
Oh,
my God,
close.
I'm about to get number 3.
What is he pulling
Negative
for
2.
now?
Okay, so basically,
the order that
he-
they come out, right?
Right, yeah, whoever they come out, like you're gonna get that person instead of picking individual superstars. So because technically there's only 22 announced too, so we will be able to pick eight of them.
Okay.
You're getting the number. So whoever comes out of
Ready,
that number
Anthony?
is on your team.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
15.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll take it.
It's right in the middle.
Back to me.
Yeah. I want Justin to. Was that
3.
number 3? That's
Yeah.
not bad. I want Justin to get 10.
What's good?
No.
I mean, when the order
No.
they came out, what's
No.
good and bad?
You
The
want
later the
last,
number,
you want
yeah.
closer to 30.
Even though number 30's only won the Royal Rumble
Bojo
once.
has 23.
Bojo's getting all the late numbers.
Oh,
garbage.
I see what
He
you're
had 8 with the first one.
8 and 23.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next one. Paul gets 29.
That's
saying.
a good one, Paul. That's right there, Paul.
You know, that's going to be one of the big numbers, too.
Comes Justin.
Watch 29 will be Roman Reigns.
Justin gets 18.
Those are good. Those middle of the
That's
pack
one
numbers are
away.
good.
I wanted 17. That would have been Ric Flair.
Oh, no.
Comes out wearing the crimson mask.
Yeah, I got a paper cut.
Anthony gets 10.
Ah, Dylan!
There it is. There it is.
10.
All right. Me again.
Give him 2.
One.
Matt's got 1 and 3. That's what you get for picking yourself first in the original order.
That's a fellow.
Bojo 25.
Jesus.
Damn.
That's not bad.
Yes. He said, oh, damn.
I got 23 and 25.
Paul got
Set my-
2.
Oh, Paul's got 2.
Can't wait till I get all the jobbers.
So, Paul, the number 1 and number 2 start the match before, and then after that, 90-second intervals, everyone will start joining. So you and Matt have the first 2 people to start the
Justin
match.
gets 4.
So
4 for Justin.
4 and 17 and 22 so far? That's what it was? No, it's 4 and
21,
18.
18, 4. And Anthony has 9.
That's my favorite number. Freaking 9 and 10. You got to be kidding me, man. Back-to-back numbers.
Yeah, and those two eliminate each other, too.
I know.
I
In a
have
minute.
number 11.
Okay, good. I'm not going to continue the trend of being in order.
The person come ring after Dillinger. That sucks.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad spot. What do you got?
16 for Bojo.
Joe's got 16. We are in the third. Is this the 4th round, right? So we're officially over halfway done with this
Paul
draft.
gets 12.
Paul gets 12. A lot of there's number 30 still out there. Watch,
Justin gets
as I say that, Justin gets 30.
5.
5. Oh, there goes
Okay.
that. Have a good night.
4 and 5.
And this is the last pick now in the 4th round. We got 2 more rounds
Yep,
to go.
Anthony has 27.
Yep, 27. The most people have won from that number.
Back at me,
James Ellsworth.
14.
14. Oh, if James Ellsworth's 27, I'm going to be highly upset.
Bojo, 28.
Ooh.
Bojo's getting all these numbers, man.
Paul, 7.
All right, I can take 7.
I think that's all. I think the only small number left now is 6, right? In the single digits.
Yep.
I think so.
And just got 6.
There it is. All right, here we go,
Anthony. 4, 5, and 6.
Here we go, Anthony. Here comes number
I
30
hope
for you,
Sami
buddy.
Zayn comes out there at the beginning.
20.
20, I'll take it. Take
All right,
it.
last
2/3
round,
away.
last round. Then we
Last
can
round,
get
number
started.
30 still out there. That's pretty awesome. 13's also still out there. You got 13, 30,
I got 24.
24 is off the table. 30 is still there with 4 people to go. Who's going to get lucky number 30?
Bojo got 13.
13, unlucky 13. 3 to go. Who's going to get 30? Matt, you better stop this right. I swear, if one of us doesn't get 30.
Paul has 19.
19. All right, Justin. It's
Down to the
you.
wire.
Uh-oh.
Who's going to get number
With
30?
Justin. He deserves it. Got all the early numbers.
26 for Justin and 30 for Anthony.
Oh,
There it is. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Number 30. I got 27 and 30. I'm really content. And I got 10. You want to trade number 10? I know. You want it, Justin?
10. No, heck no.
All right, let's start with our Royal Rumble preview.
Let's start with the matches first. Now, the pre-show, as of right now, has 3 matches on it now, since they moved the 6 Diva tag match from SmackDown to the pre-show.
Thank you.
Mickey James. Did you say thank you?
Yeah.
So it's Mickey James, Alexa Bliss, and Natalya on one side against Nikki Bella, Naomi, and why am I drawing a blank here on the last one? Becky Lynch. Wow. Yeah. So we don't get we're not getting a women's title match out of this. We are getting, Mickey James and her return to pay-per-view is going to be in a match, which is nice. She's done really well, I think, since she's come back. Her and Alexa Bliss have a really good dynamic, as La Luchadora as she was. Who do you got winning this match on Sunday? I'm going to start with you, Justin. Who you got?
I want to go with the heels because they just seem to me the way that they're feuding. Mickey James has got to have a big comeback. Alexa's on top over Becky right now, and Natalya's just been getting dominated by Nikki the past 2 weeks. So I think it's just kind of time that they're going to show Natalya have some kind of dominance over her.
Okay. Matt, I'll come to you next.
The heels as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Joe?
Heels as well.
Yep. I am agreeing with you. I think Mickey James is the one that gets the pin, too, in her return. I think she gets her pin. And what I would be even more crazy to see is, if you don't remember, the only people in this match that really ever know Mickey James is Nikki Bella and Natalya. So it'll be cool to see if they have any interaction in the match, since they were the ones that were only ones around when Mickey James was here originally. So I definitely see Mickey James getting the win, though. Second match.
My brother's going to meet her.
There you go. The second match, another Divas match, but this time on the Raw side, you're going to have, and I'm sorry, second women's match, not Divas match. My apologies.
She's been demoted.
It's Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. Joe, I'm starting with you on this one. Who you got?
My, oh my, how has Sasha Banks fallen? Main eventing Hell in a Cell, now pre-show. Where have we heard that before? Heard that a lot, actually.
Yeah, you have.
Heard that a lot, actually. Sasha. I think she wins.
Okay. Justin?
This is actually the one I meant to say thank you about, that it got dropped to the kickoff show. No, I gotta say I think Nia Jax is gonna win this one.
Matt?
Nia Jax.
Yep, I agree. I think Nia Jax gets a big win on Sunday, and I think that both of them will be in the title picture by WrestleMania, though. Sorry, Joe, you're on your own on this one with Sasha. Don't get me wrong, I love Sasha Banks, but I think it's time for Nia Jax to get a win.
That's fine. I get it all to myself.
There you go.
Yeah,
Can't
you
complain
and
about that.
injured knee, right?
And that last pre-show match, and this is one of the things that actually kind of bothered me. The tag team title match are on the pre-show, which is fine. They want to have a match on the pre-show, but why is it on the
pre-show?
Are going to be on the pre-show in a title match, and then they got to be in the Rumble. I don't understand that. They used to do it in the past where if you were in the match, you couldn't be in the Rumble. They're the only two people that will be in a match and then be in the Rumble.
If
Unless
you
you
go
wanna
back a
count
couple years
Jericho.
ago, we've had where Dolph Ziggler's lost, the championship
Yeah,
match,
and
he
they've done
came out
that
for the
before.
Rumble.
They've done it before, but they used in past years. Remember when Daniel Bryan, when the crowd got heated because he wasn't in it, they didn't let anyone that was in a match prior be in the Rumble, and there was guys like Bray Wyatt that were in matches, him, Cena, so guys that big name guys that weren't allowed in the Rumble. So now not only that, but you have the tag team champions in the Rumble, and they didn't even have to do anything to qualify for it. So who you got winning, Cesaro and Sheamus or Gallows and Anderson? I'm going to start with Matt on this one.
I got Cesaro and Sheamus. I think they got a good thing going. I love them. I just don't like what WWE's been doing with the club. I feel like they lost all momentum last summer, so I'm going to stay with Cesaro and Sheamus as champions, and I really love them as champions. They're awesome.
Fair enough. Justin, coming to you.
Actually, kind of pinging off what Matt just said, I would like to see Gallows and Anderson win, though, actually. But I think it's time to bring them up from being a joke, because they were supposed to be such a big deal in the tag team division. They were supposed to be coming over and just, messing things up, and they haven't been able to do that so far. Don't get me wrong, I love Cesaro and Sheamus. Think it was a really funny, strange bedfellows kind of situation, but I think Gallows and Anderson are finally going to get put back on top. If they do, though, it'd be a shame to see it happen on a pre-show.
Yep, I agree with you. Bojo.
What is the stipulation of this match anyway?
Is there one?
2 referees.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 referees, yeah. I forgot about that.
Like special guest referees, or just like two
No,
different
just two
referees?
Two referees, because the last time they faced each other, there was that Gallows and Anderson thought they technically won, but then the referees said that there was a disqualification, and so that's why the second referee is being added to watch for that.
Mm-hmm. And on the Raw side, after this pay-per-view, there's no other Raw-specific pay-per-view until WrestleMania, correct?
No, they have one in between Fastlane, I think. I can't remember what it's called. They have Fastlane. SmackDown has Fastlane. No, I'm sorry. They have
SmackDown has
Fastlane.
Elimination
SmackDown
Chamber.
has Elimination Chamber. Raw has Fastlane. Yes,
Okay, I'll go with Sheamus and Cesaro winning then.
I agree. Unfortunately, and like Justin said, I don't want Gallows and Anderson to win just because I don't want them to win on the pre-show. I want them to win. If they're going to win, either have them win on Raw or have them win on the main card of the Royal Rumble. The fact that they're not going to be in the Rumble either, and then they're going to, they would win the tag team titles, and then you give the guys that lose the tag team titles a shot in the Rumble would just be, to me, it just makes no sense booking, and another reason why I think SmackDown is hands and knees better than Raw. But that's another story for another time. So, with that being said, let's move right to the main card now. We have a first match. We'll stick on the Raw side. Let's talk about the Cruiserweight Championship. Someone that's been white hot since they've come back. The king of the Cruiserweights, Neville, will challenge the Cruiserweight Champion. And if you want to say this, I know it's only been 3 people that have won the title, but he is currently the longest reigning Cruiserweight Champion since it's been brought back, Rich Swann. So I'm going to start with you on this one, Justin. Who do you got? I know you've been watching 205 Live a lot. I haven't gotten to watch a lot of it. Who do you like in this match?
I really like Neville. They brought him back, and he really has come back tour de force. I mean, he's just doing great work back on 205 Live. It was one of those things that, if you remember, I used to keep telling you all the time. I said when they first brought the Cruiserweights back, throw Neville in there, he'd be great. Yep. But now, especially seeing the way he's been acting, I wish they would bring him back up to the main roster. He's way too good to be stuck in just the Cruiserweights. Not that the Cruiserweights are bad, but I mean, I think he needs to dominate them, and he needs to go back up to the main roster as quick as possible.
Yep. I'm going to piggyback off of your comment real quick. I know I've been going last and everything, but I'm going to agree with you on that. I think Neville is going to get the win here, and I think they're going to continue to solidify him as the centerpiece of the Cruiserweight division for the fact of elevating it. You really, like, a lot of people thought that would be the Brian Kendrick role. He really didn't get that spot, and I think that Neville is just a breath of fresh air to the Cruiserweight division as a heel. It's not something you've really seen other than his one feud in NXT with Sami Zayn for that little bit of time that they kind of teased the heel turn. So I think Neville gets the victory on Sunday over Rich Swann.
Bring back Perkins.
No, Perkins shouldn't even be near that title picture.
Yeah, send Perkins back to TNA.
I'm going with Rich Swann.
You're going. I was just about to ask you. You're going
Rich Swann?
with
The Maryland boy.
Okay, I could dig it. Joe.
Neville wins this easy.
There it is. Got 3 on Neville, 1 on Rich Swann. So now let's stick on Raw again. Let's go with the women's title match: Bayley versus Charlotte. I'm going to start this one. Charlotte's going to win. Bayley's not getting the victory here. It's not time. I think that Bayley or Sasha, I think Bayley is going to win the title at WrestleMania in Orlando, since that's where she was big in NXT. But I don't think a minute sooner. I don't want them to continue to switch, and that would be a third person now that would hold the title within like a month and a half time span. Matt?
All in favor of Charlotte winning, say aye.
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 Yeah,
There
that
we
saves
go.
some time there. Charlotte wins on the Rumble. We have it unanimously here for the first match, I think, tonight that we've all agreed on, actually. All four of us.
Clean finish?
No, something's going to happen.
You think so?
Someone's going to. Not like Dana Brooke might jump up on the apron, something to cause it, but they're not going to let Bayley lose clean.
Yeah, that's actually something. Emelina for the past 2 weeks has been said she was going to show up and nowhere to be found.
I want Emelina to show up. They just can't even get it together on their own.
You know, that's Raw for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're aware.
Mm-hmm.
The mighty have fallen.
Yes.
Should we just stay with the last Raw title match?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you start. Lead this one, Matt.
So we have Mr. Roman Reigns against Kevin Owens, with Chris Jericho hanging in a shark cage above the ring, which I thought was whatever.
Like a sexy pinata.
Yeah, no,
sexy pinata.
He's the best in the world at what he does. I'm going to go with Roman Boy. Roman's going to win the title.
Roman Boy.
Okay,
Roman's
all in
gonna win
favor
the
of
title.
Kevin Owens, say aye.
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 What?
This is my thing, man. I would love nothing more but for Kevin Owens to beat Roman Reigns, but unfortunately, I think the title's going to go to him. They keep trying to push him, even though everybody keeps hating him. Since he lost that U.S. title, it was a telling sign. If he lost the U.S. title, I really think he's going to pick up the Universal title.
Joe, you know how much I want to agree with you on this one.
You gotta be kidding me.
Please don't go to Matt.
What?
Keep Matt off the camera. I said aye. I think Kevin Owens is going to win. However, it will be no way, in any way, shape, or form, a shock to me that Roman Reigns wins this match. They just don't want to build. They haven't. But the thing that bothers me most about Kevin Owens with how they do it. Remember when Kevin Owens showed up? When he first showed up, beat John Cena clean as the NXT champion, had all these great matches, became the Intercontinental champion, did all of these great things, and now he has not won a Universal title match clean. Ever. So now they're taking away the one guy that helps him in every match, and Jericho in the shark cage. They're just trying to. That's why I'm hoping that they're going to prove me wrong, and that's why I'm picking Owens. I'm hoping that they're going to be like, this is the time we're going to finally prove that he can stand on his own.
He's still going to win this match, and it's still not going to be a clean finish because Jericho. People have been saying like, oh, like the cage is going to break or something like that, and Jericho's going to be like plummeting down to the ring. I don't think that to that drastic measurement, but Jericho will probably have something that might help Kevin Owens up in that cage, might drop it down to him some point in that match, which might allow Kevin Owens to pick up the victory over Roman Reigns. Referee might have his back turned or something like that. Jericho might be able to like distract the referee at some point during the match and hopefully give Kevin a victory over Roman Reigns.
And you know what?
Well,
now
with any luck, the cage will fall on Roman.
That match is now no
You
disqualification.
can't say that.
Is that right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's no disqualification now.
So he could if he does drop something, it's not even like he'd have to hide it. He could hit him with it. You know what I mean?
You drop brass knuckles on him.
Exactly.
But then I could see Roman will get it and hit him with a Superman punch with the brass knuckles.
Don't even get me. We got to get off this topic. So
He's gonna drop. What was the plant pot's name from Dean Ambrose?
Oh, Mitch.
He's gonna drop Mitch.
He's not gonna drop the dang plant.
He's gonna drop 69 tacks.
Got now two on. So let's stick with that. 2-on-2. Moving into, I think that's all. Is that every Raw match?
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah.
Just have one more SmackDown match.
We have one.
Yeah, the SmackDown match and then the Royal Rumble.
Okay, so the SmackDown match. I think probably AJ Styles has proven time and time again why he is the face that runs the place, as he calls himself, and why he's probably the best superstar on either roster, Raw or SmackDown. And he's going to face the guy that's been there for the decade, as he calls him, the man that's been doing it day in and day out. So is the man from Georgia going to win, or is the champ here in John Cena? Who you got? Bojo, coming to you. AJ or John Boy?
This is the hardest match of the night, I think, to predict. The question is, do they give Cena the tie with Ric Flair at the Royal Rumble, or do they continue to build AJ into the Elimination Chamber? I'm gonna take AJ Styles.
Okay. Clean?
Yes. Surprisingly, yes.
Okay.
Last time he faced Cena, it was a clean finish.
I was gonna say.
Yep. I just wanted to know. The last time he faced Cena in the triple threat, he used that steel chair, which was technically...
I'm talking about one-on-one at SummerSlam.
One-on-one, yeah. One-on-one he did. I'm just saying. But the last time he did pin him, and he used what was in the rules by using the steel chair. But, you got to think that I like it. I definitely can see AJ winning clean. So, Matt, I'll go to you. Justin, I'm going to come to you next after Matt.
Can we all just take a second and thank the WWE for not including a Shield member in a world title match?
What are you
and
talking
just one
about?
of them?
He's in
Roman Reigns is one.
I'm talking about, but any world title match, just for once, there's no Ambrose. Let's just be happy.
No.
Roman
What?
Reigns is in a world title match.
Title match.
Okay, well, how about this? Can we say this is the first the WWE title, if you can, this is the same title that they brought over from Raw. This is the first time a Shield member has not competed for this specific title in 2 years.
No,
Not
wrong.
true.
Ellsworth and AJ Styles.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. That was a match?
Ziggler and AJ Styles.
That's
Yep.
true. Crap, forgot. Thank
been
God,
multiple-
though.
And I'm
How
pretty
about,
sure.
how about in a
pretty sure
pay-per-view?
Miz and
How about in a pay-per-view?
You know who's been in every Universal title match?
Who?
Your boy. And what are you talking about? Then Corbin had a match. Corbin was in a match.
Corbin
too.
did.
Corbin and Ziggler.
I'm saying in a pay-per-view.
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't want to see Roman in a title match. That's what I want
Whatever.
to see. And the fact
I'm gonna
that
say-
the best of the three of them isn't even on the card altogether is a travesty in itself.
You ready for this? John Cena ties Ric Flair's record, and I tell you what, if they show Ric Flair at all at the Royal Rumble, he's gonna win the title. And I do see Flair coming down shaking his hands, or a twist. Flair could cost him the match, because if you remember, AJ Styles was with Ric Flair in TNA as Fortune.
Yeah. I
Don't forget that. So we could see a really weird situation where Ric Flair could become involved in this match to make sure Cena doesn't break his record. Or tie his record, I'm sorry. But I don't think that's going to happen. That's a million chance. I'm going to say John Cena ties the record.
Okay, clean.
I think he's been putting over younger talent for the past 2-3 years. It's been so long since his last title reign. I think it's time he gets a thank you and he gets the tie.
Okay, and he wins clean, right? No interference?
Well, yeah, he always wins clean. When has he ever won dirty?
Sure. I don't. Any kind of, something happens. AJ thinks he got the win, and then Cena, they're like, no, he kicked out, and then that's how Cena wins. You think Cena just wins the match?
No, I don't ever want to see a restart WWE match at a freaking pay-per-view Royal Rumble ever again.
Yep, I agree with you on that because that's why we no longer.
They screwed the pooch they screwed that up 3 years ago. Justin, go ahead.
Justin, it's on you.
I've been really going back and forth about this. I would like to see Cena win here at the Rumble, but I kind of think that if he's going to win, it needs to be at WrestleMania, either to get the 16 or to get the 17 after the fact. It's definitely got to be one of the big four, the 16, but I feel like it just belongs most at WrestleMania.
Okay.
But with that said, I do want to say I think he's going to win.
Okay, so John Cena gets 16. You and Matt both think John Cena gets 16 at the Royal Rumble on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's deserving.
No, and there's no doubt. Now, I'll preface my comments I'm about to make with John Cena is deserving of being having the most reigns out of anybody currently. He's going to continue to be on this roster for years to come, despite what people think that he's not there as much. He might not be there every day of the year anymore, but he's still going to be there for the foreseeable future, whether it's a month a year or not. Now, with that being said, I saw a crazy idea that people really aren't talking about. Everyone's saying that all these guys are going to show up at the Royal Rumble to be in the Rumble. Why doesn't Samoa Joe show up and cost John Cena the match? And then Samoa Joe faces John Cena at WrestleMania. What better way? This is what John Cena's MO has been for the last 3 to 4 years. Like you said, at WrestleMania, he's faced a guy that's up and coming and helped elevate them. What bigger match could Samoa Joe have than face John Cena in his first, pay-per-view match at WrestleMania? And it helps. He could say him, like you said, you talked about TNA. Him and AJ have ties for a long time, even before TNA, ROH, on the Indies. He made that comment on SmackDown that you were in the Indies, you weren't here in WWE, basically making it sound like the Indies are nothing. So Samoa Joe, this might not sit well with him, which allows him to come out and cost AJ the match. And you would say, well, then they'd face an Elimination Chamber. No, because Cena would get a rematch inside the chamber. And it allows Cena to lose again without without having to take like the decisive victory, the decisive pin, because 5 people would have to get eliminated to win. Which is why I'm picking AJ Styles to win on Sunday and keep the WWE World Heavyweight Championship with outside interference from Samoa Joe. Matt, what do you think, Matt? You're walking away.
It's bold.
What?
That you didn't like that?
No, it's fine. I just went and got a little prop for who I think is going to win the Rumble. That's all.
Okay. So, do you guys think that's possible at all, or you think Joe's only destined to be in the Rumble on Sunday?
I could kind of see it happening, especially just because what you just said about with the Indies, that kind of brought that to light. I forgot that they were in Ring of Honor together. I mean, and it would be great. I'd love to see AJ still continue to be the champion. I think he's the right choice, but I feel like they're just going to make a bigger deal for just for Cena to be here.
Okay, fair enough. Joe, what do you think? I see you kind of going back and forth on my comments here. What do you?
I think he'll just be in the Rumble.
Okay. I think Joe is going to Rumble.
No, he's still there.
I think his camera went off.
Yeah, Matt, your camera.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Well, let me just reset him.
That's fine. But yeah, no, I think he is going to be in the Rumble. I just think it would be cool because they're saying he's due to do something big at Mania. So, what other great way to do it? That or facing AJ, I think would be the best way to put him in a match at WrestleMania. But I think that he'll cost John Cena the match because it allows John Cena again to not have to put over AJ in a clean manner since he's done it every time they face each other, basically. But I could be wrong. I think regardless, Joe will be at the Rumble in some fashion, whether it's that match or showing up. I just think they might try and throw people, and that'll really elevate SmackDown even higher than it already is by getting such a great talent in Samoa Joe.
Yeah, please. If Samoa Joe comes up, do not waste him on Raw. Please, dear God, do not.
Put him on SmackDown.
They won't. They'll put him on SmackDown.
We would love to see him on SmackDown.
I'm already very tentative about why did they move Undertaker to Raw all of a sudden.
Yeah, he goes anywhere he wants now, according. But yet he showed up on Raw for the last 3 weeks now, and he hasn't showed up on SmackDown since he said SmackDown was always his home, and he said if they cost him, and he hasn't even showed up once on SmackDown. So
that's true.
Makes no sense.
And on top of that, he did the face off with Lesnar and Goldberg, two Raw exclusive people. So why in the world? Do you see him going back to SmackDown now that he's showing that he's going to go after the top 2 dogs on Raw right now?
No, I agree. It doesn't make sense to me why they're doing that. But, yeah. I
ratings. They want their ratings on Raw to be the A show again. But...
Yep. That's a shame. So, again, we're split, right? Is that right? 2 AJ, 2 Cena?
Yep.
And me and you again, Joe, on the same side? Yeah,
don't get me wrong, I like AJ's odds, and I love AJ as the champion, but I just think that they need to set Cena up for. It's got to be on the Big 4, like I said, and it can't wait till WrestleMania. I don't think because the 17 has to be at WrestleMania.
I agree with you on that, and like Joe said, this is another match where I've gone back and forth time and time. Like, how are they going to do this? What are they going to do? So I'm just excited for this whole card, and most excited I am is this final match we're about to talk about. The Royal Rumble match. 22 or 30 people have been announced. There's still 8 spots open. From the way it's shaping out, it doesn't seem like it's going to be one of those years where they leave all these spots open and they're going to end up filling them with, like talent on the roster already. I think you're still going to get 1 or 2 guys that are on the roster that haven't got
Ellsworth.
Like maybe an Ellsworth. I could even see maybe Enzo being one of the guys since his partner's in. Something of that nature. I don't think they're going to fill spots, though, with like Jinder Mahal and Kurt Hawkins. They're not going to do stuff of that nature. I know that graphic came out. I don't know if you guys saw it, but supposedly there was a thing that came out after Mojo won that showed names, and Zack Sabre Jr. was one of the names listed on the promo. But also people like Connor from Ascension and Rich Swann were also listed. Guys that, like I said, Connor lost his chance, so I don't see why they would put him in the match. So that's going to be cool to see. But before we get into who we think's winning, maybe some predictions, who do you think, who's a guarantee to you that's not in the 30 right now that will show up on Sunday?
Finn Balor.
Okay. Joe, what do you got?
I mean, can we reuse? Like, I know we said it all show, but Samoa Joe, obviously, I think will be in there without a question.
Samoa Joe.
Or do you want me to say somebody completely? Have it said already?
No, you can say Samoa Joe. You have someone else in mind that you think's going to show up?
Okay. No, I mean, it's a guarantee Samoa Joe's going to be in it.
Okay. Justin, what do you got?
Yeah, I was pretty much on the same wavelength as Matt. I thought Balor was going to be coming back, but him and Samoa Joe, I think, are pretty much the two that I can really kind of guarantee would one of the two of them for sure.
Okay, I agree with you. I think Ty Dillinger's the third guy that we talked about throughout the show. That would be another guy that'll show up. If those three guys show up, like we said, that leaves us with 5 spots left.
I think Apollo Crews will show up. Maybe they'll finally do something with him.
Yeah, and I don't understand. He wasn't even in that Battle Royal. That to me doesn't make sense. I could see him being one of the 30 guys to continue his feud with Ziggler, especially since they said that they're planning to have Ziggler and Jerry the King do something again at the Rumble. So I could see maybe that causing Crews to get involved in the Rumble, saying, you know what, I'm entering the Rumble.
I see Crews eliminating Ziggler if he's in it.
That would be cool with me. Do something for the guy. I don't mind seeing a Crews and Ziggler feud.
Seth.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to bring it to. Now let's talk about, I was going to bring up Triple H and Seth. Seth Rollins got taken out due to Triple H's music hitting, and he had the match in hand. Do you think Mick Foley is going to say, hey, you know what, let's reverse the decision, and again, Triple H somehow cost Rollins. Rollins gets put in the Rumble, but Triple H cost him.
I think Triple H is in the Rumble.
I was going to say, do you think Triple H enters the Rumble, or is it, again, his music hits, or he just comes out not even in the Rumble and throws him over the top rope? What do you guys think? Justin, what do you think about that?
With what you just said, I actually kind of think maybe he'll do something like that if Rollins does get thrown back into it, because Triple H, and he's done it in the past. He did it with Kevin Owens as well. He's supporting his NXT guys, full on. So I mean, whatever he can do to get the NXT guys over, go for it.
Fair enough. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, I agree with you on that point. I think he'll be put back into the Rumble, and then something will happen, and Triple H obviously will get involved in this, whether he throws him up over the top rope. Seth's going to get, up his obsession face again. They're probably just going to either Triple H will get the upper hand because, he likes to bury people with his shovel, but not Seth. In this case, he'll probably have a brawl on the outside. I think he'll just screw Seth out again.
Okay, fair enough. Now, let me ask you, on the other flip side of the token here with this conversation, do you think there's any chance that Rollins doesn't get put back in the match, but Triple H is in the match, and then Rollins just comes out and takes Triple H out?
I agree with that. I think it's either or.
Okay, but what do you think's more likely? You think Rollins is in the match?
Rollins in it, and Triple H comes out and throws him out.
I don't think Triple H would be a surprise just because they did that last year and he won the match. So to me, it wouldn't make sense to have him as a surprise again this year, unless it's just like I said, if Rollins gets put back in and Triple H's music just
it could be.
Action. What do you got, Joe? Looks like you got something stewing.
We could have an Axelmania kind of thing where Triple H is announced, but I was gonna say, what if we get a Mania type of thing where Triple H is on his way to the ring, but he never gets into the Rumble because Seth attacks him from behind.
Yeah, that's another possibility.
I think there's a good chance too that neither of them shows up.
Yeah,
because
maybe something happens backstage and neither of them end up joining.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe something happens with that. Maybe they're going to reserve it for kind of like what some of the superstars have done on Raw, where they'll come out to the ring and they'll say, I'm not leaving this ring until such and such a person comes out. Maybe we'll get one of those happening and it can set up for something bigger. I don't think they'll waste it for during the Rumble match. It's going to be big enough as it is. And
Fair.
Foley's not one that goes and reverses decisions. We've seen that in the past. He lets things stand, so I highly doubt he'll turn around and put Rollins back in the match.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the SmackDown side a little bit. One name that has been synonymous with Royal Rumbles, might not have won them, but he has he's in the top 3, I think, in eliminations, if not 2 or 1, is Kane. Wasn't announced, hasn't been on SmackDown in a while. Do you think Kane ends up being one of the final people in the 30?
Yes, always.
Okay, so you think Kane will end up being one of the people in the 30. Another name on SmackDown, it's been talked about. They said he's been petitioning for James Ellsworth. Do you think James Ellsworth makes the field of 30?
Yeah, and I think he'll be either number 15, 10, 9, or 27 or 20.
Whose numbers are those?
Yours.
I have. He's not going to be 10. No, that's Dillinger. So.
What if he's 30?
Dude, I really hope that he should be in the beginning, and they should throw him out quick if they're going to do it.
I hope he's not 1 or 3.
In the Royal Rumble, man.
He might actually. I think it'll be pretty funny if he gets put into a situation where he might be all by his lonesome self at some point. Maybe like 2 guys will eliminate each other at some point, and he'll be left alone in the ring. And then either Strowman, Lesnar, or Goldberg will come out.
I actually think I like that situation with Carmella cheering him on, and then Cass comes out.
Yeah, I could see that happening too, but I really hope they keep Ellsworth out of the match.
I'd like to see him get stuck in between Strowman and Big Show while they're trying to go at it. And he just gets sandwiched.
Does Mark Henry show up?
No.
No.
No, I don't. I hope they don't use him in the match. No offense to Mark Henry, he's been great, but no reason to show up. The way they're building this match, they don't need those guys. The 8 people that need to be entered, 1 or 2 of them should be guys like Ellsworth or someone that's on the roster that you don't expect.
Do any legend? We forgot to mention a name.
Well, we're gonna talk. I'm talking about SmackDown. Then I'm gonna get to like legends, and we'll talk about other names that are out there that aren't on the current roster. Do you think the Wyatt family will have an issue with each other after what happened on SmackDown with Orton winning and then Bray giving the sister?
Eric Rowan comes back.
You think Rowan shows up in the?
He's been putting on some creepy crap on Twitter. I think he could make an appearance, and maybe he comes in and throws out Orton.
Do you think?
Hope not.
Think Rowan and Harper work together to take out Bray and Orton?
They could.
Looks likely.
Okay.
Not fully on board with Rowan coming back. I think, it might be a little bit too soon. I think they should use that at another point where it could be something that could be more elaborated on. Again, it's something that the Royal Rumble is just so big as it is. It's hard to want to throw more surprises into it for something that you could build into later on.
I agree. I don't think Rowan needs to, be in this match. Another guy I don't necessarily think. I think that the Harper dynamic will maybe cause a little bit of a rift, but I think maybe it might end up being that Bray Wyatt gets eliminated as a cause of it. And for the Rumble as a whole, if the 3 of them are in there at the same time. We move from SmackDown. Let's talk about the legends. Let's talk about these guys. Obviously, announced in the Hall of Fame, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle? He has said, I will not be in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
I would like to wrestle one day, but as of right now, the Royal Rumble is not in the cards. Is that him?
They always say that.
Or is he actually not going to show up? And if he doesn't show up, will you be let down?
I won't be let down, but I hope he shows up.
Joe, what do you think? You think he shows up?
No.
Justin?
No.
I don't think he does either. There's just too many telling signs. It's just, even though he went on and said that no, he's not going to be, he's still scheduled for a match next month with Del Rio out in the independent scene. So it's something that until that gets canceled, which if it's not by this Sunday, I highly doubt it will be, I think there's no chance of him showing up in the Rumble.
Fair enough.
They wouldn't allow that, especially not with Del Rio.
Yeah.
Del Rio's still in the promos for Tap Out on the friggin' network.
I want to agree. My heart is telling me, and him being one of my favorite wrestlers as a kid is telling me that Kurt Angle will show up on Sunday and the Alamo Dome will go nuts when he comes out. But I feel he's not throwing people off. I feel he's being genuine and saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to be there on Sunday. I'm not going to be in the Rumble, and he's not going to show up. I hope I'm wrong, because I would love to see him there, but I don't think he shows up on Sunday. Another name we could cross off the list. Again, this is people are always still trying to throw people off. Kenny Omega has said, and I think it was great the way he said it, I will not be in the Rumble, and the reason I'm telling you it's not to try and so you guys think, oh, he'll never show up, is because the match in itself is already going to be great, and I don't want you guys to be like, oh, he didn't show up, and then it feels a letdown. He said there's fantastic people in the match. There's already great people. I'm going back to New Japan in February. We're going to figure out the contracts. And then from there, we're going to go. He said there's already a lot of great talent on the WWE roster. and he thinks there's a lot he can still do in Japan for the next
He
year.
wants to win. He literally said in an interview before he wants to win the heavyweight title before he goes anywhere in Japan.
And you know what? I respect it, and that's why I like the way he said it. He said, don't take it as me like saying I'm not going to show up. I'm not showing up. I'm telling you because I don't want you, because it's happened in the past where people have gotten all hyped up that someone's going to show up and then they don't. So I have no problem with Omega coming out and saying that.
See, and here's the thing, kind of going off what you said, because he just made a comment that I just saw today. I believe it was in the same note, because he mentioned saying that it was him and a friend had promised that they were going to do something great in New Japan, and that was another guy, Koto Hibushi, or however you pronounce his name, if I said that wrong,
Right.
that they're both staying in New Japan so they can do something together, which is why he didn't sign with WWE in the first place after the Cruiserweight Classic.
Fair enough.
And on top of that, I really respect what Omega was doing, that he said, too, he wasn't going to go to the place where the more money was. He wanted to go to the place that was going to give him the best opportunity with a story. So you got to really respect that he's doing it for the job, not just for the money.
100%. Could not agree with you more on that. I think that's a great way to say about Kenny Omega. Is there anyone that we have not talked about, hasn't really been spoken about, that you think might show up? Do you think, like, for instance, John Morrison, do you think Morrison has any shot of showing up at the Rumble on Sunday?
No.
Okay.
No bueno.
Who's your out there pick that's not in WWE right now that you think is showing up on Sunday? If you had to pick somebody, it doesn't even have to necessarily be that it's been talked about. Who do you think that's like, oh man, I can't believe this guy's here tonight?
Well, for me, I'm going to say for me it was Omega, but that's, it's gone now.
Okay. Well, do you have anyone else in place?
Not really, not that I can think of.
Joe, what about you? Anything?
Not really. I mean, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. I mean, obviously everybody would go ballistic if one of the Hardys showed up, but I don't see that happening.
Broken Matt Hardy.
That's
Matt
who I
Moore.
picked. Broken Matt Hardy.
I'm gonna choose Shelton Benjamin. I know they're saying
I was gonna mention that too. I forgot about that.
I know they're saying he's still hurt. I think this is the perfect time for him to show up because this is one of those things where it's not really being touched on a lot. Like, oh, he's hurt still. He mentioned it. I'm still in recovery. So is Finn Balor technically, and they're saying by Saturday they don't know officially if he can enter the Rumble. So I think this is the perfect time for Shelton Benjamin to return too, because it would be it'd be a huge pop for him. Last person I'm going to talk about before we move on to our predictions. Shawn Michaels is going to be there. Do you think there's any... Oh, sorry, Justin, yes.
I was going to say, I just want to comment on what you were saying with Shelton Benjamin real quick, was the reason why I kind of think that he would not. It would be great if he did, but I don't think he will, because he recently just showed up at, I believe it was ROH, if I'm not wrong, and he interfered in one of Charlie Haas's matches that was a title match, and he favored and did not use the injured shoulder.
Really? Oh, good to know.
So he did intervene, but he did not use the injured shoulder.
Okay. And I was going to say, Sean, do you think anyone from the UK tournament shows up or CWC, any of those tournaments, show up in this match on Sunday?
No.
I could see it. I could maybe see it. Like I said, if they don't do anything with those guys on, if they're not in NXT, like in the crowd as we mentioned before, if they're not mentioned at all in the crowd during the main card of the Royal Rumble. Right. I could see probably out of all three of them, I would probably think Tyler Bate would probably be the one who would go into it, and he would be put in early.
Okay.
He'd be put in early and probably eliminated fairly early as well. I don't see him lasting way too long, but if any of those three guys are going to be in there from the UK thing, Tyler Bate will probably be in it. He'll probably be put in pretty early, and that's probably all they'll get it. So they can obviously get their 2-minute spiel about, hey, that's the guy who won the UK tournament, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that.
Fair enough. All right. Let's get to last person, then we're going to get to a couple questions. Let's close out the Rumble. Shawn Michaels will be there. He'll be on the pre-show. They're in San Antonio. Does Shawn Michaels take place in the 30-man Rumble? Yes or no?
No.
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 Okay. I agree. I would love to see him, but I don't think well. So, now, we're getting into it now. We talked about who we think might show up. Rumors. We talked about everything with the Rumble match. Before we talk about who is going to win the match, who is your Iron Man of the match? Who's going to be the guy that comes in early and is in the match for 30, 40 minutes? Maybe doesn't necessarily win, but is every year you got that guy that's always in the match from the beginning till the end. I'm going to start with Matt, go ahead. Go ahead, Matt.
It pains me to say this guy,
And I'm going to agree with
Better
you.
not take me. Better
but
not take mine.
I feel like they're gonna play the underdog factor here for what he's been doing the past couple months and say Sami Zayn.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you on that. I think
Yeah.
my pick before he got taken out of the
Everyone who votes Sami Zayn say aye.
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 Is everyone
Aye.
on board with
As
Sami
much as they
Zayn?
should just eliminate him during the pre-show and just get that out of the way, since he can't win any other match.
Oh, if James is watching this right now, he must hate you.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, well.
So, we're all in agreement Sami Zayn, right?
Yeah. Well,
I
I
think
might have another.
will have a good showing.
Who will?
Miz.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's going to be in there for 30, 40 minutes, but I think he'll have a good showing. But I think Sami Zayn will be
He's
the
done.
match.
He's done it before.
Yeah, he has.
This has been in there a long time before.
I'm
'Cause
kind of
he-
under the
'cause
impression
he
that Miz
plays-
will come out
he
late
plays
this
the,
year.
I think Miz will play the cheap factor once again. He always does something every year, whenever
right.
he's in the Rumble. He always finds a way to finagle his way out of the ring and just like sit at ringside and just relax and things like that for a good 10, 15 minutes before he goes back in again.
All right. And then one more question before we go to the winner. Who do you think is someone that's going to surprise you, that's going to get in the match, and they're going to get eliminated almost immediately? Something surprising. Who's that guy for you this year? There's always that guy where you think, this guy's going to go long in the match, and then a minute later they're out. Who's that guy this year?
The Miz.
Who?
The Miz.
Okay. Yeah.
Goldberg.
Yeah, I was going to say Goldberg myself.
I was on that. I think Lesnar is going to eliminate him rather quickly.
Yeah. I
And
think Lesnar will come into the match earlier on, start messing with people. Goldberg comes in, he takes Goldberg out immediately, and I think Undertaker will probably eliminate Lesnar.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen too. I think Goldberg is just to make up for to continue this feud into WrestleMania. So, yeah, I agree with you on that. Now,
when is the Rumble?
the Rumble is
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday. It's gonna be awesome, Paul. Definitely want to check this one out.
I might
Fine.
sit down there with my son and
There you
see
go.
how it goes.
That's the way to do it. Final question. Who wants to start? You know the question I'm about to ask. That's going to start. Who wins the 2017 Royal Rumble match?
The Viper, Randy Orton, wins the match. I know I'm wearing the Finn paint and everything. I just have a feeling Randy Orton's going to win.
Okay. Joe, what do you got?
I don't know.
Who are you between?
God, I can't pick. I don't know why I want to pick Sami Zayn. I really don't. He's all that name is in the back of my head. I really don't want him to win, but there's something that says there's just that little thing in the back of my head saying, yeah, he's gonna win this. He's really gonna win this. I really don't want to pick Sami Zayn to win it. I don't know. I really
do it. Just pick it.
I don't want to pick him though. That's what I hate.
I'll tell you
so
what,
hard
Sami Zayn wins that match, I'll never watch WWE again. That sounds about right.
So, are you going with Zayn?
Oh my God.
Are you making the bold prediction and going with Sami Zayn?
I'll say this. He'll be their final four.
Okay.
I don't want to pick I can't pick a winner. I really cannot pick one person to win this match because as for the build up of this thing, this is the most unpredictable.
Yeah, that takes the fun away. Pick someone.
No, hey.
Come
Let him finish.
on.
It's okay.
It's the most unpredictable Royal Rumble we have seen in years. I can't remember a Royal Rumble the last time we're going into the Royal Rumble match where you can pick a winner outright from the beginning before the matches even start. You can pick a winner probably weeks before the Rumble even happens.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I have no idea who is going to be the winner this year. I do not.
Okay.
But I'll go and say Sami Zayn will be their final four. I don't know if he'll win, but I'll think he'll be their final four.
Let me ask you this. You can't pick a winner. Can you take someone that's been talked about as a favorite throughout? Like when you look at it, they've said, this guy will be there at the end. Is Goldberg the guy you're taking off the list? He will not win the Royal Rumble on Sunday.
I'll take Bray Wyatt. He'll be there at the end.
Bray Wyatt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I dig it. Justin, who you got winning the 2017 Royal Rumble?
I got to agree with Joe, man. This is probably the toughest Rumble to have picked a winner for. You know, we've been talking about this for the past 2 weeks. We've been going back and forth on this. And I don't know who I think would win. I kind of feel like maybe Corbin will have a chance because I think Corbin's really trying to get his big push.
Okay. So
And,
Baron Corbin?
I think I want to go with Corbin. One thing I do want to mention, though, and I'm going to steal this from one of our friends, you know, whether maybe he'll be mad or not, is what if, we'll go with a gimmick here, Jericho does not get taken out of the cage after the match, and he hangs above until the end of the Royal Rumble match, and then he becomes the last man standing, and he comes in fresh. And
That'd be
just wins
fantastic.
the match.
I could see him stuck up in the cage when his music hits, and he's like,
What if he throws
stupid
James
idiots, let me out of
Ellsworth in
the
the cage?
Oh, no. So you're going Corbin. Joe, you're saying Sami Zayn and Wyatt will be in the final four.
Uh-huh.
Matt, you're picking Randy Orton. Matt, is the first time for everything. I agree with you. I have Randy Orton winning the 2017 Royal Rumble. I think SmackDown will win the Royal Rumble because the Elimination Chamber match, they've already said it'll be for the WWE title, which to me is almost guaranteeing that the winner of the Rumble will be on the SmackDown side. Because they could have said that a number one contender match would take place for the right to go to WrestleMania. So to me, it's almost that you're going to have the SmackDown winner. I could see Corbin winning. I could see but I think Randy Orton wins the Rumble. And then that allows Bray Wyatt, which is why I had AJ winning at the Rumble, win the Elimination Chamber to become the WWE World Champion, to then have the WrestleMania match between Orton and Wyatt for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship take place. And to me, if that's the way it goes down, everyone's like, how could you let Randy Orton win? If that's the way it's going to be booked and Bray Wyatt is the world champion going into WrestleMania, I am perfectly fine with that. I can't wait till Sunday, boys. I can't wait till tomorrow for NXT. I can't wait for this whole weekend. I don't remember the last time I've been this excited for a pay-per-view, and especially the Royal Rumble. I went to the Royal Rumble last year. I was there in person. The experience was phenomenal. And I use that word because AJ made his debut. And I didn't think there would be anything that would top that Rumble anytime soon. But this year seems like right now on the cards that Rumble match is going to be better than anything I've ever seen Rumble match-wise. And I know that's a bold prediction. I've seen a lot of Rumble matches, but I cannot remember one with this much unpredictability to it. Yes, there's been Rumble matches that are great. I go back to the 0-2 one where Kurt Angle and Triple H came back from the quad injury. That was an awesome Rumble. There's been other Rumbles, like last year was a good one. But this match this year, it just has so much unpredictability. We've talked about it. It's been the recurring theme for all of us all night. I cannot wait for Sunday. That match, I cannot wait to see who comes out on top and is going to headline WrestleMania.
It's going to be glorious.
NXT Saturday. Is the Royal Rumble the match of the night for everybody here? Is everyone in agreement with that?
Yes.
Gotta be.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I think so too. I think AJ and Cena will be a close second, but I think that will be the match of the night. And, yeah, you know what? It's been a pleasure tonight, guys, talking to Rumble. I know we had some mishaps to start the night. We've probably spent a good amount of time here tonight with the four of us talking NXT and the Rumble. But I think we're going to wrap it up with that. We're going to leave it with our Rumble predictions. And, we're going to close it out. Matt, do you want to do the honors?
Sure,
of
I'll do
closing us?
Yep. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for tuning in through all the technical difficulties. Thank you to Paul for setting everything up at the beginning of the show, from the countdown to the entrance music. Thank you to my wife for painting my face. I know she was, she hated doing that, I think. Bojo, thank you for appearing. We love having you on, and you can catch him as at BoJoeKo on Twitter. And what's your YouTube handler, real quick?
Same thing.
BoJoeKo.
BoJoeKo, same thing.
If you like hockey, watch his YouTube. He does nothing but hockey videos. And Justin, thank you for chatting with us again. We'll hope to have you on again. The same to you, Bojo. You may actually, sports fans, you may catch Bojo coming up on Shaq Sports Talk, so pay attention to that pretty soon.
Oh, it's almost February already? Damn it.
You can catch us on Twitter at OT3 Podcast 1. You can catch it on Facebook, www.facebook.com/offthetopturnbuckle. And also you can email us at ot3podcast@gmail.com. You can always catch me and Anthony on Facebook or Twitter Our handler is always at the bottom of the screen. Once again, thank you everyone for watching. Next week we'll be back on Monday to do our review show. Maybe we can get Justin and Bojo back on. Hopefully it won't take it 30 minutes for us to get going. Anthony can figure out what's going on with his computer.
Yes, we'll talk about that at a later
computer
time.
was doing a heel turn on him.
Charge his
Chive
phone.
Sports Talk. Once again, we'll be on Tuesday, Super Bowl preview, and we may have another Shipe Sports Talk special coming next Sunday. We'll stay tuned for that. So, Paul, as always, is what about Crazy Talk? Coming back anytime soon?
No, not right now. Not right now.
All right.
Probably not till I
And-
move and everything else. So.
And
Fair
before
enough.
we go, everyone here wants to say congratulations to Paul on having a new baby niece. Paul, congratulations.
Congratulations, Paul.
Yeah, last night it was awesome.
She's winning the Rumble. So for myself, Anthony, Justin, Joe, and our awesome, amazing #1 producer, just like Funaki says, #1 YouTube producer, Paul. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Enjoy the Royal Rumble. Enjoy NXT. Thank you.
Don't forget
Oh,
to
no.
check out
Thank you.
BoJoeKo on the YouTubes also. See you guys.
Yes. Thank you again, Justin and Joe and Paul and Matt. We appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you
Enjoy
guys
the
for
Rumble.
having us.
Thank
Everyone
you.
dab.
Enjoy
Justin
NXT.
hates it.
No, I won't do it. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Have a good night.